This stupid bear is simultaneously the best, but also worst character in Go Galaxy. Clark Von Wonderbot, commonly referred to as Wonderbar or Wonderbot, is a character that was introduced in Go 2 Chronostones and is only playable in Go Galaxy. And aside from shooting kids, dinosaurs, and historical figures with his magical ray guns to help save space and time, he didn't really do much. Jokes aside, let's take a look at his stats. Yeah, and these are at level 99, these are his base stats. To put how bad these stats are into perspective, a literal hurricane has better stats across the board, and he also gets diffed by an elderly dog. So, how can a player with base stats this atrocious be considered good? Well, aside from base stats, in the mainline games, each player has a hidden extra stat called Freedom. To put it simply, this stat determines how much a player can increase their stats through training. The average player has around low to mid 200s, but there are many players with Freedom stats far above and below. For example, Cannon has 230, Saturn has 270. But in terms of Wonderbar, he actually has the highest Freedom stat in the entire game, coming in at a massive 400, meaning that despite his base stats being literally unusable, we'll get back to this part later by the way, his potential stats are pretty threatening. For example, if you put all 400 into his kick and throw on a pair of Ranker's boots, he'll have a kick stat of 512. That's without Mixie Max or any skills involved. But as we mentioned in the previous video about Ibiki, if a player's technique stat is lower than the difficulty of the move they're trying to pull off, there is a chance it will fail and only have half of its expected power. And with a technique stat this low, he can't even let off a Ganymede Ray risk-free. You could sacrifice some Freedom in order to bolster his technique stat to being somewhat usable, but then you're missing out on quite a bit of damage output through doing that. His base catch is also pretty low, so prepare for a lot of oopses. His GP and stamina are also pretty low, so armed will just blow his back out. And blah blah blah, all his other stats suck too. So, you could either have one of your stats roided out to the absolute extreme and ignore all of the others, or you could distribute Freedom evenly and have a pretty bad overall player. Funnily enough, he actually has Keshin no Chiwaza built into his base moveset. But yeah, that's Wonderbar. Technically the best and worst character in the game at the same time. He has the highest potential kick stat, dribble stat, catch stat, technique stat, and stamina stat, and he has the second highest potential block stat, speed stat, and luck stat. I did ask if he was good in strikers, but turns out he's just not. But he's quite fun to use in Go Galaxy and probably one of my favorite gimmick characters overall. I'd recommend using him as an aura though, based on the drawbacks we discussed. But your player will end up looking like this.